There is a new epidemic changing childhood. Right now, we have a bunch of 8-year-olds running around terrified of getting wrinkles.
Except my retinol. We need to get those wrinkles away. Let's rub it in.
You see, 5 to 12-year-old girls are suddenly no longer interested in toys. Now they're all about $500 anti-aging routines, influencer culture, and Sephora. Sephora, the high-end adult makeup store known for selling expensive skincare products, completely unnecessary and potentially even a little dangerous for baby skin.
They're called Sephora tweens, kids as young as 6 showcasing their skincare routines using expensive peptides and retinols formulated for mature skin. And these young influencers could be causing harm to not only their skin, but the little girls who are watching.
Now, you might have heard of this. This was a trend that originally went viral in 2024, but unlike most trends, it didn't die. It's actually been quietly growing behind the scenes. And there are many very dark aspects about this we need to talk about. So today we're discussing the growing Sephora kid trend and what it really means. Plus, where has this problem come from? Is it influencers and social media? Or is it all the parents' fault? Or maybe it's these skincare corporations themselves. It's time to play Who's to Blame for the 8-year-olds terrified of getting wrinkles.
Gotta keep those wrinkles away. You can feel those wrinkles melting away already. It's smooth as a baby's bottom.
Plus, the whole reason I even wanted to talk about this was that this new study came out this summer in Pediatrics discussing pediatric anti-aging routines and the implications for both physical health and mental health. I'm always looking for new and interesting things to talk about with you guys, and a big part of that involves keeping up with the news. And with the news comes a lot of bias, which is why I'm excited to partner with today's sponsor, Ground News. I like to try to be objective, and I'm not deep into politics. I don't claim either side, and navigating the news can feel like a minefield. Almost everything has some kind of bias, and facts often get mixed with opinion in a way that truly distorts the story. I like to consider multiple angles before I share my thoughts with you, and Ground News makes that a lot easier. Their mission is to help you think freely, to stay well informed and make your own decisions. Ground News isn't a news outlet and it's not a fact checker. It's a news comparison platform. Instead of showing you one version of a story, it shows you multiple perspectives side by side, so you can instantly see bias, framing, and missing context. For example, here's a random story I came across on Ground News. Japan to deploy military as bear attacks claim 12 lives. This story isn't even political, but you can still see major differences in the headlines. Some outlets report it plainly. Bears attack people in Japan, army to provide security. Others add their own angle. For example, an environmental outlet frames it as due to climate change. Meanwhile, a right-leaning source emphasizes the military helping local hunters fight an apex predator. It's the same event told in completely different ways, which can change how you understand it. Ground News gives you a quick visual breakdown of who is covering the story and how. In this case, you can see that coverage was actually pretty balanced across the political spectrum. They also have a feature called the blind spot, which highlights stories that are being heavily covered by one side while being totally ignored by the other. This is a really unique way to see what you might be missing in your usual algorithms. You can use Ground News on their website or app, and there are no ads. Subscribe to get 40% off the Ground News Vantage plan. Scan the QR code or go to ground.news/Kiana for a better way to stay informed. Thank you to Ground News for sponsoring today's video. So I figured the best way to kick this video off is with a get ready with me for school video posted by a 10-year-old girl.
Good morning, let's go get ready for school. I'm gonna go shower really quick and I'll be back. I just got out of the shower, now I'm gonna wash my face and brush my teeth. Now I'm gonna go make a drink. Okay, so first I'm gonna do my skincare, and then after I finish my skincare, I'm gonna blow dry my hair and do like a little blowout. Today I'm gonna mix these two together, which is basically how you're supposed to do it, but I feel like I never do it that way anymore, so we're gonna be doing it the original way today. I've only had this for 2 days, and I'm obsessed with it. My lashes, thermal blowout primer. I'm gonna go blow dry my hair off camera. Okay, I'll be back. Once I'm done, blow dry my hair. I just finished my hair, and it is currently 6:30, so I'm gonna go eat breakfast. Adios, bye.
I feel like when you look at this, your brain just knows there's some sort of mismatch here, like what you're seeing is not right. This little girl is putting on not one, but 2 toners, multiple moisturizers. She was doing her makeup, her hair. She has every single influencer mannerism, the nail clacking and the chin fluttering. She was drinking Dr. Pepper there to get her day started, but I've also seen her drinking coffee, which I guess she feels she needs because she occasionally gets up at 5 a.m. to get ready for school. And I watched a few of her videos, and she mentioned in one of her videos that she needs to leave at 7:10. So she is getting up 2 hours early to get ready for school. And I don't really know a lot about 10-year-olds, but I know that when I see this video, it feels wrong. I feel like watching it, you just get the sense of, this video shouldn't exist, should it? We went wrong somewhere, didn't we? And I feel like that's the feeling everyone gets, because the top comment on these videos is always something to the effect of, that's a stolen childhood. Kids are supposed to be kids. Girl who skipped childhood. And we don't see her necessarily doing any anti-aging stuff here, but we'll get to that in a minute. Now, this girl is an example of a Gen Alpha influencer. She has hundreds of thousands of followers, millions of views, she has sponsors, and she has brands commenting all over her page. We'll talk about this problem a little bit later, but guess what? It's not just the TikTok kids mini online influencers that are into these multi-step morning routines and skincare. This is a gigantic trend in this age group. It's like the biggest trend in this age group. I remembered hearing about this situation last year when it came out that little girls were like taking over Sephora and making a mess with all the products. And I saw that and forgot about it, and I thought it would just kind of like end like anything else. But no, that's not what happened. This is dominating the world of preteen girls right now, and it is only growing. 10-year-old niece asking for anti-aging creams. Advice needed. I, 24 female, have been taking care of my niece for about 2 years now, while her parents are struggling with mental health and addiction issues. Today, she starts asking me to take her out to pick up some new makeup, and she starts telling me about a whole laundry list of anti-aging products. My immediate reaction was, no, you don't need those, you're 10. And she just comes apart crying and screaming at me before storming off to her room. I've never been into non-theater makeup, so I'm worried that maybe this is normal and I'm just out of the loop. But 10 years old feels insane to me to be worried about aging. Yeah, this is the new preteen hobby for girls. So this little girl is throwing a tantrum because this trend is so big that if she doesn't have a proper fancy skincare routine, she literally won't be cool and could be made fun of. Like, you know, those items back in school where you absolutely had to have them, or you were kind of weird, you were kind of different. That is the level trend we're talking about with this. I even saw one article that said, okay, get ready for this, Sephora is the new Chuck E. Cheese.
20 young girls at this 8-year-old's birthday party. Look closely. This isn't a jungle gym or an arcade. It's a Sephora.
How do we feel so far?
Okay, imagine you show up to the one Sephora in your city and that is going on. No, thank you. I like kids, but not like that. Also, I have never been to a Sephora that is literally not the most packed place in the mall. And now you're potentially going to have all of that going on. That's a major no for me. Also, imagine you work at Sephora and you show up for your shift and that's going on. Big no, thank you. Or this is you. Stacy, we're going to need you to work the 9-year-old birthday party today. No, you're not going to get paid anymore. No. Yeah, it starts in 5 minutes. Yeah, we're going to need you out there right now. That's enough from me. Also, are we forgetting that the reason that Chuck E. Cheese was really good for kids' birthdays is because they get to run around and play, when the only thing you can do in Sephora is look at things to purchase. To call Sephora the new Chuck E. Cheese is actually so tragic. 10-year-old girls are technically classified as tweens, aka the age historically we might think of as being more into Barbies, Cabbage Patch Kids, Hello Kitty, My Little Pony, American Girl dolls, Bratz dolls, Squishmallows, Webkins, Tamagotchis, friendship bracelets, mood rings, and colorful stationery. And yes, there is a lip gloss or two in there. There's a scented chapstick. There is stealing your mom's makeup and putting it on. And I'm pretty sure a lot of 10-year-olds don't play with toys in exactly the same way I kind of alluded to. They're tweens. They're in between being a kid and a teenager. So an interest in beauty overall is not weird, but getting up early to apply layers of anti-aging creams to skin that hasn't begun to age is very much so a modern problem.
What are we gonna do?
What do you want to do?
You know what I want to do. Go to Sephora.
And originally when I was researching this video, my first thought was, okay, these kids probably aren't worried about aging. It's just a different form of playing. It's like a kind of like monkey see, monkey do. They see the girls doing it online, they copy them. Yes, this has a bunch of its own problems, but it's not as bad as kids, 8-year-olds genuinely being afraid of aging. But then I found this story of little 8-year-old Scarlett, and turns out I was completely wrong, and it is as bad as that. When she was in 5th grade, Scarlett Goddard Strahan started to worry about getting wrinkles. By the time she turned 10, Scarlett and her friends were spending hours on TikTok and YouTube, watching influencers tout products for achieving today's beauty aesthetic, a dewy, glowy, flawless complexion. Scarlett developed an elaborate skincare routine with facial cleansers, mists, hydrating masks, and moisturizers. See, I know a lot of full-grown women who don't even have that level of a skincare routine. Honestly, my skincare routine wasn't that intense until recently, until I actually started to show signs of aging. For 8-year-olds and 10-year-olds to be all up on that is very, very odd. One night, Scarlett's skin began to burn intensely and erupted in blisters. Heavy use of adult-strength products had wreaked havoc on her skin. Months later, patches of tiny bumps remain on Scarlett's face. I can't even fucking believe this. And her cheeks turn red in the sun. I didn't want to get wrinkles and look old, said Scarlett, who recently turned 11. If I had known my life would be so affected by this, I would never have put these things on my face. I'm actually speechless. Yeah, so no, we are really here. We live in the dystopian future. 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds are genuinely terrified of getting wrinkles. And yeah, if we're still playing who's to blame for these Sephora kids, the first thing we definitely need to talk about is social media and influencer culture. I want to show you this clip from this little film made by the New York Times. It's called 1 in 3 preteens Want to Be Influencers. Is it the new American dream? This little clip follows these 2 preteen sisters who are either influencers or trying to be influencers. It doesn't say who they are, so I don't know anything about them, but it shows their day-to-day. It shows footage of them influencing, dancing, doing TikToks, and getting ready. And what I really wanted to show you guys was real footage of them sitting there and watching TikTok. And you can hear the audio of what she's actually seeing. Let's watch.
90-second makeup tutorial coming up. Start with a versatile cream product. Get ready with me while we try Hailey Bieber's makeup routine.
If you care about your skin or your hair, you're going to want to get this Amazon Basics satin pillowcase. Next. Get ready with me to go to the gym. You're doing makeup to go to the gym? Yep, I am. 2023 is the year of doing web makeup.
There's also this recording of, I don't know if this is an add-in or this is what they're seeing on TikTok. You can hear it's makeup, it's anti-aging, it's skincare, it's weight loss. It's virtually the same feed that a 20-year-old girl might have being fed to an 8-year-old. And it's hard to even grasp all of the potential issues with this happening, like with a constant feed of content like that being dripped into their heads. But I don't think it's alarmist to be like, yeah, that's actually probably extremely, no, it's not probably, it is definitely extremely bad for the brain of a young child. On like 8 different levels too. This is a very unique threat to the mental health of a young growing kid. Now, I feel like the first thing people are going to say is, well, why are little kids on TikTok, on social media to begin with? Where are their parents? But we'll talk about this a little bit later on, although I did want to mention the parents of these 2 girls because their mom was definitely giving the mom for Mean Girls.
Let's knock out your pictures real quick, Peyton. That top's cute.
The parents are driving the social media influencer engine here. Parents who want their little kids to be social media influencers are the new age Hollywood parent, 100%. Like, think about it. If you are a Hollywood parent, you're not trying to get your kids into movies right now. You are trying to get your kids online. You have total control over the entire thing. And where's the money gonna go? It has to come to you. But anyway, my point here was just that right now we have a lot of young girls who are spending a lot of time watching social media that is actually meant for kids older than them, right? The youngest age you can be on TikTok, I think, is 13. But we have 8-year-olds signing up and then getting a feed meant for a 20-year-old. There are a lot of kids just like this, sitting there, zoning out, and spending a lot of time on social media. To the point that lately I've seen so many clips of little kids where their mannerisms are clearly plucked directly from social media. The nail clacking, the language that they use, so many little kids everywhere, just normal little kids, are behaving like mini little baby influencers. Which actually brings us to the real little baby influencers, child influencers, and their child influencer parents. Some of the biggest family channels on YouTube have running themes of shopping at Sephora. On YouTube, there are a bunch of different family accounts doing this.
There it is, Sephora. She's excited. It really came out to exactly $660. That's crazy. All right, 2 bags full. Sheesh.
Oh my goodness, the receipt is taller than elephant.
These girls and their skincare, am I right?
I want a drunk elephant.
I know.
Stella, Minis. And Libby, I got it for you too.
But let's talk about the most famous one, the LeBrant family. Some of you may be very familiar with the LeBrant family. They are very famous for being potentially YouTube's most controversial family channel. But the only thing we really need to know here is that the LeBrants are a family vlogging channel made up of the parents Cole and Savannah and their 5 children. And the most famous of their children is a 12-year-old girl named Everly. Thanks to her parents, Everly is already an influencer. She has probably 10 million followers across the platforms. And from the few videos that I watched of her and the comments that were left, Everly be influencing, particularly when it comes to Sephora. So I made myself watch this entire video of Cole LeBrant, her father, taking Everly to Sephora for her dream spending spree on everything that she wanted. So they do that, and then the video ends in a giveaway where the viewers can get everything that Everly purchased that day for themselves.
Okay guys, I'm gonna show you everything I got at Sephora, and I'm so excited to show you because everything that I got, I will be giving to you guys. Subscribe, watch this video, and we'll just give it all to you. So, you ready to see everything? Let's do this.
And the commenters are very excited about this potential Sephora haul. And let's try to guess the age of the commenters here. I'll tack the glow recipe. She is like my role model for me and others. I have drunk elephants. I love skincare. I love you guys' shows. We all love Sephora. Please, can I have the glow recipe? I love your videos so much, and I really like Sephora. So these little kids are watching Everly's channel, and there's a whole influence pipeline going on here. Because Everly is not just any kid, she is the child of influencer parents. Behind every Gen Alpha influencer is a millennial mommy and daddy orchestrating the entire thing. And as we know, being an influencer means spending a lot of money on lavish items to create a lavish lifestyle that then allows you to influence others because you put out images of this aspirational reality that other people want. And this whole thing even works on kids because they're watching a video of their role model, of their peer, so they want to be like her. They also want to buy stuff from Sephora that they don't need. And here's the thing, when you actually watch that video all the way through, several items that Cole picked up for Everly were literally bad for the skin of a child. Like, we have products in her haul that are meant for adults and that are way too harsh to be used on a little kid. Yet not only did they get purchased here for Everly, but they were also part of the giveaway. So they're giving away these harsh products to other kids and influencing other little kids to purchase these harsh products that they don't need. And this is basically what's happening across the board.
We're Gen Alpha influencers. Of course we are obsessed with skincare. We're Gen Alpha influencers. Of course my favorite stores are Sephora and Ulta. We're Gen Alpha influencers. Of course we wear a headband when we're doing our Get Ready With Me's. We're Gen Alpha influencers. Of course we don't have toys.
Now, these little cuties are Gen Alpha influencers Haven and Cody. You may have seen them in a few videos. I've seen them in so many videos at this point, but their mom is extremely annoying, so we have to talk about them. These two kids were literally 6 years old when that video was filmed by their mother.
Time for more Sephora haul.
Their mom runs the 5 million sub TikTok account, The Garza Crew. And part of the reason this account has been so successful is that these two twin 6-year-olds have very problematic skincare routines.
Hey guys, it's Jenny with a G. Get ready with me for school. You didn't know my name was Jenny with a G? First up, I used 2 toners. Well, why not? Refreshing. Next up, my Glow Recipe Firm Serum. Gotta keep those wrinkles away. Next up, my Glow Recipe Moisturizer. Glow Recipe actually sent it to me. Let me show you how I decorated. Plump. It's Monday. Who likes Mondays? I do. My favorite color is blue, and I wear blue every Monday. It's smooth as a baby's bottom. Let's finish it off with a mist. Ooh, I'm cold. We have to use the 71. Yay. Final step. My lips are so chapped. I'm sweating. Peace out, bro.
Cute or not, there is a lot wrong with this video. Most of the skincare used in these clips are downright dangerous for young skin. All of the Glow Recipe products, except one, contained harsh acids and active ingredients that are not only unnecessary, but harmful for the skin of a 7-year-old. Now, what's happening here is their mom is just rage baiting viewers into interacting with and watching these videos. Here we have that just left Sephora feeling. For the past 2 years, people have been freaking out about this Sephora kid trend, and this mom has been using that outrage to fuel views for her TikTok account.
Put that down.
Oh, you mean this? Oh my gosh. This is so much.
Culminating in this next video, which did everything possible to make the viewer mad.
Get ready with me to go to bed. First, let's pick out my outfit for school tomorrow. I'm gonna wear this New York shirt and this cute little skirt. Time to take a shower. Shower is done. Time to put on my toner. By the way, guys, my headband matches my outfit. 3, 2, 1. Nice and fresh. Next up, my retinol. We need to get those wrinkles away. Let's rub it in. I can feel those wrinkles melting away already. By the way, Papa Gloss sent me some stuff. I'm gonna use this one. It smells like coconut. It's so pretty. It's gorgeous. Smell it. Oh my gosh, doesn't it smell amazing? Now let's get those shiny lips on. I'll show you when I'm done. Let's go to the airport. Bye, bye. Guys, look at the packaging this came in. It's so cute. I even got some stickers. Peace out, sis.
Retinol? Did I just hear retinol? 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 What? If you don't know what retinol is, it is the most powerful skincare ingredient in existence that literally changes the way your skin's cells behave. It's also extremely irritating. As someone who uses tretinoin, the harsher, more clinically proven version of retinoic acid, the active ingredient in retinol, even if I've been really, really careful, like every 2 or 3 weeks, I accidentally overdo it and I become extremely flaky and even sometimes like red or itchy. I actually have multiple dry patches right now on my skin. I don't know if you can see them from that far away, but I have extremely dry patches all over my cheek because I overdid it. That's me as an adult who knows what they're doing. With skincare with a lot of active ingredients like retinol or harsh acids, you really have to be on top of and in tune with what you're doing if you're going to be doing it a lot, or you'll probably actually get burnt. So yeah, when people hear that a 6-year-old is literally dumping retinol on their face, they're not happy. Even if you put the retinol on and then wipe it off immediately after, you can still irritate your skin. So yeah, all these people were mad, and I don't think the Garza mom could take the heat because she eventually made a video basically showing behind the scenes that it was never retinol touching their faces. She shows that the kids wipe all the skincare off and that it's fake and it's just lotion.
Which Glow Recipe products do Haven and Cody actually use? The Ultra Fine Mist is a yes. The Blur Drops are a no. Oh, the toners, quite possibly the most controversial of them all. Do Haven and Cody actually use these toners? No, they don't. And they never have. If you notice, there's hardly even anything out of these bottles. The Pink Juice Moisturizer is a yes. Hyaluronic Cream, that's a yes. Even though this one says it's a gentle cleanser, it is a no for Haven and Cody. Hyaluronic Serum is a yes. The Dew Drops and the Hue Drops, they're a no. So why do they have all these products if they can't even use half of them?
But the thing is, sure, Haven and Cody might not be using these ingredients. But like we saw in the Everly example, the kids watching these videos sure are. Also, just think about how persuasive and engaging seeing other little kids must be, and the influencing cycle begins again. And I guess that kind of brings us to the parent problem, because this is a problem that can actually be blamed probably 90% on the parents. You know I like to blame the corporations, but in this instance, you really gotta blame the parents. Starting, of course, with the influencer parents like the Garza mom. She literally gets this Sephora kid pipeline going by turning her children into baby influencers and then using them as rage bait. And there are a lot of these influencer parents, particularly moms in this case, posting this Sephora content. Also this, my 5-year-old loves Sephora. Your 5-year-old loves Toys R Us. We are not the same. I really fail to see why this parent thought that that was a sick post, but now the next level of parents at fault are the parents at home taking their kids to Sephora. Now, I personally don't think it's fair to judge every parent for buying their kids Sephora stuff. That's part of the culture now. Like I've already explained, it's kind of a social contract at this point. So letting your daughter just participate in the Sephora kid trend, I think is unproblematic. And I mean, technically, a kid could benefit from learning skincare habits young, such as cleansing and using a sunscreen. That would actually improve the health of their skin long term. So There are some good elements to this. But what is problematic is the parents who are just going in there and blindly buying anything that's in the store. There are parents who are buying this stuff without even checking or thinking about it just because their kid asked them for it or begged them for it. That's the part I don't get, because on one hand, you're like, okay, maybe these parents, they just don't know that what they're buying could be potentially harmful. But on the other hand, a parent of a child this age is most likely a millennial, which means you've had Google your entire life except for a brief stint in your childhood. And so you are perfectly capable of stopping and Googling if what you're doing is a good idea. I truly just don't get how some parents walk into Sephora and buy their kid anything without even wondering why it might be so expensive. Vaseline's like $5. These creams are like $60. You don't wonder what makes the difference, or you don't notice that they say like anti-aging cream, or like sometimes they'll say acid on it. And I read a few articles in writing this video, and Sephora workers were interviewed about this exact situation, and this is what they had to say. According to a Sephora worker, parents will drop their kids in Sephora and then wander the rest of Kohl's, and I won't see them until checkout. At that point, she said, some parents will materialize, often without looking at the specific products their child wants. I had that happen with a dad recently. He was on his phone the whole time, swiped his card for $200, not even thinking about it. In another case, Sephora workers said they had tried to dissuade younger kids from buying harsh products from brands designed for more mature skin. Sometimes, though, even with a parent present, the advice is not always heeded. They are just like, well, my daughter really wants this. Can you just grab it? She just told you it's gonna hurt their skin. I remember one circumstance where a kid who looked about 9 wanted to buy a lot of Drunk Elephant products, the retinol, the glycolic acid. When she warned one mother that the products were too harsh for her child's skin, she responded, well, we just saw it on TikTok. And she ended up just buying everything. Yeah, so in some instances, the problem wholly exists because some parents are just not parenting. If your kid ends up with a bottle of retinol, that is your fault. Though we can blame some of it on the parents, there is also another party to blame here, and that is the creepy skincare corporations. As of 2024, 1/3 of all beauty sales at Sephora were driven by teens and tweens. That is huge, unprecedented. But when asked about it, Sephora CEO Artemis Patrick said that they do not market to this age group at all. And I mean, I want to believe her. It's really not Sephora's fault. They don't even own the brands. They just sell the products. They're just the store where the products are sold. But they are definitely benefiting big time. And while I was researching this video popped up. So as you can see in this video, a little girl made her own Sephora store out of paper. I mean, it is cute and creative, but that is definitely a lot of products to know about and think are worthy of little paper creations. But that's not why I wanted to show you this clip. This is why. We see a future store or packaging designer here. The Sephora TikTok account commented on this, and okay, I guess it makes sense. It's literally about them, right? We can give them that one. Kosas, we're so honored to be on her shelf. We tried to send a DM, but it doesn't look like it went through. DM us and we'd love to send some goodies. So this is a brand that's sold at Sephora. And at first glance, it appears to be marketing itself mostly to adults. But make no mistake, they also go ham on kids. They're one of the biggest brands with tweens, and I constantly see them commenting all over tween accounts, trying to get them to engage. So clearly kids are part of their target market. Walmart Canada, we'd love to see her make her own little grocery store one day. Why are you guys even here? Estee Lauder, the attention to detail. Dyson USA, a future engineer in the making. Glow Recipe, that's the cutest thing ever. Future Sephora boss in the making. Morphe Cosmetics, I know a baddie when I see one. Check your DMs. So I feel like all these brands are really underscoring why it's not the cutest thing I've ever seen. These brands are literally foaming at the mouth to get them started young. And I know the person commenting back isn't the entire corporation, it's just the, 25-year-old social media manager, but the point still stands. If you haven't noticed, we are currently in a new era, and a new and more problematic era of consumerism. And this is particularly true when it comes to children. There's even a special marketing word to represent what's currently going on with kids. It's called KGOY, kids growing older younger. The phenomenon of kids growing older younger reflects a troubling shift in childhood development, marked by the early adoption of behaviors, interests, and products traditionally associated with adolescents or adults. Kids today are little consumers much more than they ever have been before. And some brands know this and push it wherever possible. And this is potentially harmful for a child on multiple levels, both physical and psychological. Starting with the physical. On the physical side, there was a new study published a couple months ago on this growing trend. And it basically just confirmed everyone's fears. Yes, this Sephora kid trend is actually causing serious physical issues. Popular tween skincare routines can cause long-term health issues. Turns out Scarlett's story from earlier wasn't unique. The study authors went and pretended to be 13 on TikTok. They watched a bunch of videos to see what they get, and they analyzed 100 unique videos created by content creators between the ages of 7 and 18. And what they found was that at first off, each video averaged at least 6 skincare products, with some of them using more than 12. In many cases, these girls may not have realized that they were applying the same active ingredient again and again and again, which just increases the risk of irritation. So an active ingredient is something in the product that actually changes the skin. So we have a bunch of kids just picking out skincare based on what they see others using or which package they like best. And it's resulting in them using things inappropriately, using things the way they weren't meant to be used. So they're basically doing little science experiments on their faces, and this is having negative results. Dermatologist Dr. Brooke Jeffy recently had a patient age 11 who developed a severe rash around her eyes from retinol, an ingredient known for anti-aging, which she says the child insisted on using. This rash had been going on for so long and it was so intense, it's probably going to take at least a month, if not more, to totally resolve. All for trying to use an anti-aging product she doesn't even need. You can probably imagine that this little kid gets the rash, and then instead of stopping what she was doing, maybe puts on more because now she actually has a skincare problem to apply all her skincare products to. As I was researching this video, I saw dermatologist after dermatologist mention that this is extremely common now. They're constantly having young girls come into their clinic with burns, with rashes, and potentially causing themselves skincare problems for life. According to the study, these kids can actually develop lifelong allergies to these products, meaning that as they get older and they might actually want to start using these products, they won't be able to use them. So they're causing themselves problems for life on their faces as children for a TikTok trend. Oh yeah, and according to the study, only 1/4, 26% of these videos included sunscreen. Now, sunscreen is the one possible thing that could potentially have any sort of benefit for skin this young. And it's the one thing that they're not doing, probably because at 11 years old or 7 years old, you probably still associate sunscreen with moments like these. If this is a recent memory for you, okay, you don't need skincare. So yeah, these kids are giving themselves sun damage, allergies, contact dermatitis. By the way, this is contact dermatitis, exhibit A, okay? Speaks for itself. And the study briefly then mentions what is probably the biggest problem of all. The other potential harm is, of course, the pursuit of the elusive ideal of beauty and perfection, which could amplify adverse mental health outcomes. This is definitely the biggest concern. Adverse mental health outcomes from obsessing over appearance at a very, very young age. Women already face so much pressure on the aging front, on the beauty front, but these issues start to develop more in your late teens and early 20s when your brain is already mostly developed. Who knows what's going to happen when we have so many young kids obsessing over their appearance to an extreme degree when they're still supposed to be figuring out who they are. I think the rates of body dysmorphia and stuff are going to hit absolutely unprecedented levels in the next few years. We are definitely in a new frontier for mental health issues for young people. Rates for suicide for preteens have already been increasing year after year. And then there's also the consumerism aspect, which you'd think wouldn't be as big of a deal compared to the other stuff we've been talking about. But I read a little of this book called Consuming Kids, and in it, the author talks about the biggest issues with getting kids into consumer culture too young. And the issues go well beyond just excessive shopping. Early consumerism messes with playtime, creativity, and identity. So we have 3 very vital aspects of childhood being warped by this KGOY, kids growing younger, older thing. It's linking their identity with what they buy instead of who they become really, really young. So yeah, all that plus contact dermatitis, body dysmorphia, mental health issues, and more. So yeah, the Sephora kid trend is a lot darker than it seems. Anyway, on that depressing note, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's not my usual topic, but it is health related and I thought it was really interesting. So yeah, see you guys in the next one.
I'm a 10-year-old Sephora girl. Come with me to shop. I'm getting this.